Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm super excited because we're going to geek out and we've got Pradumna back on the live stream as well. So it's going to be so much fun. So what are we going to do today? Well, Pradumna has dockerized the Creator Registry project, and the project is about getting small content creators paid, and clients and companies want to find you, but it's hard to find you. So hopefully we're going to make it easier. And I'm going to pass the mic over to the moment to Pradumna to give himself an intro. And then they will go into about the Docker file they've created, Docker Compose for local development. And then we will cover pushing that container to GitHub's container registry. So therefore, we can have this bit where it says no packages. We can have that bit filled. And then, which is where you all can help and get some green squares as well. And we will do a GitHub action to deploy to the EddieHub kind of private Vercel servers, which is called CapRover. And then we're going to ask you to log in and test it out. So, okay, let's hear from Pradumna. So, Pradumna, tell us about yourself, and then we can get started. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for the invite, Eddie. I'm really excited about this project. So, hey, I'm Pradumna. I'm from India. So, I basically talk about open source and DevOps. So that is what I like, and this is where Docker comes in. And I think I'm sharing this for the very first time. So, I recently became a Docker captain. So, really exclusive. Still, it's not public, but yeah, super exclusive on this live stream. So yeah, looking forward to the live stream, and really excited how this pans out. Hope everything goes well. Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That is awesome. As an amazing achievement. So you get to join the people like Francesco and staff as our captains, which is great. So we know all your hard work has really paid off. So that's such a great example. And thank you so much, Rohan, for joining us. I think one of the first to join. And they've said congratulations as well. So love the community support. Cool. Okay, let me bring your screen up. Let's make us a bit smaller maybe. And I've told everyone a bit about the project. And for people who want to know, I suppose, Pradumna, maybe you could briefly explain like what is Docker and what is Docker Compose and the benefits to it.
Yeah, that is a great point to start. So before jumping into the Compose, I like Docker lets, in a very simple form, I can say Docker lets you bundle your application. So we have different dependencies, different operating systems, or different variables in our system. So there was always an issue like we can't able to replicate or can't able to create same environment running in a X computer to the Y computer. So previously people have this problem to replicate the environment. So this was one of the reasons why Docker came into play. Like it lets you replicate the exact environment running on an X system to the Y system because you have a container running on top of that. So the behavior look exactly the same. And there are lots of reasons like container lets you scale up and scale down as well as during when you need if you heard about things like sometimes the website goes down because the traffic is so much high. So this is why the containers also came into play. You can orchestrate in the sense like you can scale up to like if your one container is serving 100 people, so you can scale up container to 10. So it now serves 1,000 people. So this was a brief about like containers and Docker. And about the Compose, so in Docker we have previously we have this one issue like when you have multiple services in the sense you have application. Let's take this content registry application. So there is a front end which is built on NextJS, and there's a Postgres database. So previously, people first run this front end and then run the back end. So there was an issue, like people were not able to build a connection between them, or there was so hassle to run first separate command from the front end and then for the back end. So there was an issue, and sometimes some variable got missed or some environment variable got missed. So it was really hard to debug. So to make this process super smooth with just single command, this is why we have Docker Compose. You can see, I can zoom a little bit. We write like we do in the commands, like we do in the CLI, we write exact thing in the Compose file, exact same thing. So this way replication become much more easy. Now you can just give this Compose file to anyone and they can easily run those containers with the same behavior. So you can see in the first we have server like a front end. I name it this as server, and it has a context like it is used to build a Docker file. So, it is getting environment variables from env file, and we are overriding URL. Let me give you context why we are overriding this URL. So in the world of Docker Compose, we connect containers or communicate between the container with the services name. So you can see we have this, yeah. So we have this database URL. So I hope you heard about this Postgres. So Postgres connect with this like Postgres:/. And you can see this DB. I'm just giving a little bit hint, like this DB exactly match with this, where is my, just let me scroll here. You can see the service name. So this act like, here we write localhost, but in the world of containers, we communicate over services, like the services we build on the Compose. So this is why we don't have localhost 5432. We have the service name. If we did like DB1, so if we do here DB1, okay. So we have to do here DB1 because this is how they communicate. So I will just revert back to that thing. And we are just doing the port thing. And we created a network so that we can connect all the services into a single network so we don't mess up with other things. And of course, our application use database. So we have DB as well. So we are using Postgres 16. And there's a restart policy. Restart policy in the sense like sometimes container get crashed due to certain reason, like not able to connect or something like that. So this policy let it restart again and trying to build a connection with this front-end application. We set up a user as well. And this is a health check. Health check in the sense like when container is running, how will know the container is running? There is no way. So this health check help you check that container is running or healthy or not. So this is where health check came into play. And if you are familiar with Kubernetes as well, Kubernetes also a health check as well. And that's about it. Like we just set environment variable as password. So if you know about Postgres, so Postgres has a username and password. We keep the username default, which is Postgres, and just set the password. I think that's it, Eddie. This was a brief.
So what Pradumna is trying to say is it's easy when you know how, but to get started, it's a bit tricky with the naming and stuff. But once you figure it out, as Pradumna has, then it all kind of makes more sense later on. So do play with it and do ask questions. And actually, we do have a question about Docker in general from Toxolerant, hopefully I pronounced the name right. They say, how do you scale up and scale down? They're running an EC2 machine. So I'll jump in with that first because I've been thinking about it already while Pradumna was talking. So the container itself can't scale up and scale down. But because this is my limited understanding, and we'll get Pradumna to explain some more. But because it's a container, you can suddenly put 10 of them, and you might do that with Docker Swarm. You might do that with Kubernetes. You could do that with other tools. But because you've got one, you could have 2, 300, 1,000, as long as your hardware can handle it. And that's what we're doing with EddieHub, and that's what I'll show you on CapRover, that we've got EddieBot running on there already. So I gave it a bit of a test, but that's not hasn't got a web API endpoint. So you've only got one of those running. But with the creator registry, we could probably have 10 running. Therefore, if any of them do go down, then we've got others running in its place for one. And two, there is a load balancer already built in, which will load balance across all those containers. But I'll pass over to Pradumna to expand if he wants a bit more.
I think Eddie, you covered each and everything. So container does not scale itself. Of course, Eddie has mentioned, we need like orchestration like Swarm and Kubernetes. And interestingly, like some tools like one we are using today have some capabilities where you don't have to use the Swarm or the Kubernetes underlying. They do hard stuff for you. So there is a two-way, like either you manage whole orchestration yourself, like using Kubernetes and Swarm, or use some like tools which help you auto scale, and you just need to type 2 or 3 and it will just scale up and scale down. So a container does not itself scale, but it helps you in scalability. I think I will put in this way. So yeah, one more thing, I haven't explained the Docker file. So this was a basic Docker file. So we just, so every Docker file has a base image. Base image means like we add things on top of that so that we can build an image out of that. So we have node base image, and this is just a label. So also we create a work directory so that we can store each and every file into that. So it's not mandatory, but it's good practice. And then we copy each and every file to that work directory. Copying means copying from your system to that image, and we just do npm CI. So this is one good command I learned with Eddie. So instead of doing npm init, so you can do npm CI. The reason is instead of doing npm install, do npm CI, because in it install the different versioning in a dependency depending on the latest and some more things. But CI exactly install the dependency according to your package.log file. So you have the exact dependency. So sometimes you are fine figuring out, okay, what is going on, but it is just a dependency. So yeah, and we are just exposing a port and we are just running some commands. If you just check out the README file, you will understand why these commands exist. So we are just migrating DBs and building the things and just starting the server.
And I can go into a bit more of those commands later on. While it's deploying, we can go through a bit of the app. I can give a demo of the app as well quickly now as well, especially as Francesco is here as well. Pradumna, tell Francesco your good news.
Francesco knows that.
He knows. Okay, so we got 2 Docker captains in the house, so that's amazing. That's so cool, and we'll see more people joining as well. So Ritika, thanks so much for joining as well. So let me give a quick demo of the app, what we got so far. This is going to be on my local host. Remember, this has not been deployed yet, so we're going to deploy this for the first time today on this live stream, and hopefully get you all logged in. Because actually, I think I have a meeting on Monday tomorrow where I will be sharing this link with my clients. Hopefully, we can get more people paid for their content. So let me give a quick demo. Ignore the data. It's all dummy data. And some of it's going to break the screen, but I've purposely done that so I can see what it looks like. So for example, this person has a lot of social platforms. I've done it I'm not even sharing my screen. I'm really stupid. So yes, here I'm sharing my screen. Take it with a pinch of salt with all these social platforms. I just wanted to see what it would look like. We probably need to code around that later on, but I wasn't worrying too much about it now. I don't think we have that many social platforms. This is the homepage, and then you have the search. But before we get into the search, what are you searching for? Well, the idea is, if I go to my profile, the idea is you have a link to whichever site you want, a bio, and some tags. And the idea is that I can share the search link with clients, and they can say, right, I want to post on Twitter. I want to find someone between 5 to 10,000 followers, and I've got a budget of $100. And I want to filter with certain tags as well, or for YouTube and so forth. So I've only put 2 here. I haven't put LinkedIn and anything yet, but I can find some other examples. If I go to search, I need to sort out these names as well. This is where you all can get involved. But the idea is they're looking for someone who does a certain platform. We need to add some more platforms, so you can submit some pull requests for that as well. And they can pick certain reach. These are the names you've given it. On the last live stream, we did give it like starter, niche, growing, established, popular, leader, influencer. So the idea is they could be looking for someone between a certain size, and then they can find someone and they can click on it. So let me click on any random one. Again, ignore the numbers and the tags. I've purposely tried to break it to see how it looks. I think it's okay for now because I don't think people will break it like that. But those are improvements that need to come shortly. I will be working on it this week. And you can see this person, so it puts their group, so they're a leader. So it's leader on YouTube with 100 to 500,000. And if I can pick a smaller one, so here's another one. They might have a second YouTube channel. That's why you can put it more than once. I didn't make it like fixed. You can only have one social platform once. And I separate my pricing for YouTube videos and YouTube live streams. But you can see this person says starter on YouTube with less than 1,000. Obviously, the price is just randomly generated for now. And then they can put a description. So if we go back to mine, so if I go back to, and I'll show you how you manage this in a second. Go back to mine, you can see it says a YouTube video, and here it says YouTube live stream. So it's kind of a way people can write what they want underneath. And how do they do that? Well, once you log in with LinkedIn, you can go to settings and you can set your profile. You can give yourself a custom username, which is how they will visit your profile. So if I go to my profile, you can see it's Eddie Jowd at the top. So I highly recommend getting in there early so you can make sure you can secure your username, because then that way no one else can take it. Website, tags, and bio. And then the interesting part is the links. So here you can add a link. So I could add another one. I could say LinkedIn. I could say my reach is 10 to 30,000. price is, I don't know, 500. URL to LinkedIn, if I remember, it's something like linkedin.com/Eddie. And the important one, I should probably write a description underneath this, is the example, like an example content that you're proud of, and then a description about it as well. I think these are required. So I'm just going to copy this URL over, but it should be an example URL. Maybe one of the validations we can check is they're not the same, because I think it's important for someone to see an example. That's what a lot of my clients ask when I connect them with creators in the industry. I'm just going to put test. So you hit save and it appears on the left like that. So now on my public profile, you will see I've now got LinkedIn there. So that's kind of it. It's very small. I spent about a week on it only. And I can't wait to get it deployed so we can actually get some real data from people and real feedback from people. Because when I've reached out to my clients to say, can I get some feedback on this? They didn't want to see this kind of dummy data. They want to see real data so they can feedback on what they did. And I get that, right? They're busy. I mean, we're all busy, but you know what companies are like. So hopefully we can get them, I don't know, maybe 100 people with kind of real data, and then they can give us some feedback on it, on how we can make it work better for them so they can find people more easily. And the idea is that when they go to a profile, they just click contact. Because you log in with LinkedIn, you get the person's email address. It will just open up in their mail client. It's just using the HTML tag mail to. So I'm not trying to manage any messages or do anything like that or keep people tied to the platform. I just want to kind of connect the two. Okay, so we have some questions in the chat. Let me see what we have. 3 commands instead of having 3 separate lines. Oh, a good question, actually. So let me bring Praduma's screen back up. I'm quite interested on that one as well. So on line 14, Praduma, I guess, why don't we? I think you can only have one CMD, is that correct? But you can have multiple runs? I can't remember.
We can have that. The reason why we had, because we have a different command with the sh entry. So previously all this command was in the code. So if you remember, we have this env copying thing as well. So this is why we didn't change that. We can break in multiple lines, so that is not an issue, but yeah. So.
Okay. Well, you know, it's we want to get things kind of working and get them out there, and we can tweak and improve as we go along. As we all know, we never get it perfect first time, and if we think we do, the next day we will learn something new and do something different and so forth.
100%. And to be honest, this Docker file or compose is not 100% like what is optimized. Feel free to raise up. I just want to keep it like okay, just let's start first working and then optimize on top of that. So yeah.
Absolutely. Let me share the GitHub link in the chat as well, so people can go kind of check it out, raise pull requests, raise issues and so forth, and start the project. Thank you for the question. And Dan, great to have you here, Dan. Mentioned most cloud services have container orchestration services. If you're using Amazon EC2, they have Elastic Container Service. Cool. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. So that's great. Hey, Centaur, welcome. Okay, so next up, what have we got next on our list? So I've given a demo of the project. I've shared the link. Let's make some checkboxes for these, I think, and we can tick them off. So that was a checkbox, and Praduma has done that. I should actually add one more here and say demo the app locally. And then now it's going to be push the container. Okay, so Praduma, what should we, now we've got this, right. Okay, so we want to push the container to the container registry on GitHub. So I've got an issue for that. It's issue 57, if anyone wants to know. I think it's going to be copying and pasting a GitHub action that we've already got.
Yeah.
I think it should be pretty much the same as, this is from BioDrop. Obviously, we'll change
yes.
this.
We can take from the Eddie bot if you want, like.
Oh, okay, good idea. Yeah, let's do that. I forgot about Eddie bot's got that as well. So let's have a look. Workflows, and then it will be Docker. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, that's a lot shorter, a lot nicer. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Great. So we create releases already. So this is the trigger. We're going to do it on release publish, and that happens already. So let me copy that. I think I can probably just do it straight on GitHub. I don't think I need to do it locally. So if we go to the GitHub directory, workflows, and then we'll add a new file, create new file, and we'll call it docker.yaml. and then paste that in, and let's have a look. Publish Docker image, Ubuntu, check out npm install and build is the name, but we're going to do an npm CI run build. We're going to check that the code kind of works and builds. But I don't know if that's needed, actually, thinking about it. Or do we use this later on? We might use this later, I think. I think we do. I think we use the artifacts later. Because I was just thinking about it, the release wouldn't have been created if the build of the project. I think we might use prod. We might use that somewhere else. Or maybe we don't anymore. Maybe we don't need this step. I don't know. What do you think?
What is it? The pushing to rocket. Can you zoom a little bit?
Oh, sorry. Is it too small? Let me make it bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone small up again by itself. There we go. Do we need this step? I can't remember. I'm going to look in the chat and let's see. Oh, we also got Sid here as well. The ratio F. What's the ratio F? I think we have a Docker ignore. Let me check. We do have a Docker ignore. Here it is on the right. I'll let Francesco have a look.
I don't think we need that. I'm talking about this Docker ignore thing. So yes, we tried in the first we copy this package, JSON package log, and then installing and then copying the rest of file. So there was an issue with the Prisma ORM. So this is why we just skipped that. So
okay.
We will optimize over that. First, my Docker file looked like that only. Like first we were copying that, like other projects we have. So we were getting some issue with the Prisma. So this is why we didn't it in that way.
Okay, cool. So, okay, I think, okay, let's run through this. I will keep this first bit here. I'm not sure if it's needed, but we'll keep it for now. I think you were just on. Go on, sorry.
No, I think we are just going to, I think, keep the cache, I think. So
yeah.
This is why we did, yeah.
I think so. I think you're right. Okay, so here we go. We get the package version number, and then we replace it in the Docker file, which if I open the Docker file, we don't have an environment variable. So I don't think we need that because we're not using that in the Docker file. So I could remove this, I think, because we haven't got it in the Docker file, the version number. I don't think we need it. So I'm going to ditch that. I don't know if Pradumna agrees. But we should be replacing it in the, no, actually, I tell you what, I'm going to put that back in because I want it in the release will already have it, actually, tell a lie. So the release will already have, because if I go to package JSON, this number gets updated by the release already. So we don't need to do that again. And app JSON also gets it in there from when the release is created. So actually, I don't think we might not need that step. Actually, I think we could remove it. I don't think the Docker file needs the version number inside as an environment variable. I think for EddieBot we did it a bit differently.
I think we first primarily did for BioDrop to make the versioning 0.00, and we just use that same file in the EddieBot.
Okay.
So,
yeah, it sounds very familiar. Just copy and pasting from different projects. Okay, let's remove that. So we log into the container registry. The repository owner is EddieHub. We've already got this environment variable set up. And then we change this. So it won't be called EddieBot. It will be called creators registry. And then we tag it with both. So we tag it with the version number and we tag it with the latest. I think that's all that's needed. What does everyone else think? Should we give it a shot? What do you think, Pradumna?
Yeah, I think it works fine because I am just checking there is no personal access token, because if that is there, we need to add that to the repository. But I think that will not require because we have an org, so it will just take that personal access token automatically. So I think there will be not an issue. So yeah.
Let's try it. If it breaks, it breaks. So let's say feature Docker container registry, GitHub. Docker container registry. Let's put all lowercase. Okay, let's commit to main branch. Let's just do it. Let's go. Okay, the stress. Will it work first time? If it does, then I think something's wrong because it never works first time. Never works first time. Let's have a look. Oh, it's doing this. This is the release. So this will work. We know that. And then once the release completes, it should then trigger the next workflow. So let's have a look. Boom. So yes, this is fun and games of open source projects, and I mean, let's while we're waiting for that to run, let's hear from the audience, everyone listening. One, do you get involved in open source? Two, do you create content? And three, would you like to get paid for your content? I'd be curious to know who'd be interested in using this app. And if you're not, but you've got some thoughts and feedback, do share. Okay, that looks good. So the release was done, and now it's publishing the Docker image. Nice. Okay, it's building. That should work fine, I think.
Yeah, just want to share one thing, like this action or the compose, everything is using Docker file underneath to build this step. So if your Docker file is optimized, so this process will also speed up. So,
Okay.
so it will also reduce the CI times. Of course, it will reduce the cost as well. So of course, we will optimize the Docker file as well. But just right now, just in the favor of just starting thing as soon as possible. So,
I want to make this a bit bigger so it's easier to read. Here we go. So we have a failure and it can't find the environment variable, which is correct. So, why is it still publishing? I would have thought it would stop. Oh, it has. Okay, good. Just maybe
it didn't fail on my side. No. It didn't fail on my side.
The build. Oh, interesting.
No, it completed.
I thought it had an error.
No. It was just a warning kind of thing. So it was something different.
Oh no, it says error, but I guess it's just maybe it was flagged as a warning because it hasn't got the environment variable. Okay, so it's still going. Okay, so that's good. And now it's trying to push. Let's have a look. Okay, leave it going on the screen. We got Rohan wants to get paid. Yes. Sorry, go ahead, Pradumna.
No, I was saying if it got failed if we had this previous file where it was requiring a DB connection while building. So we removed that step. So now it is just building. So of course it will look for environment variables, but we don't need that. We will also fix that thing, like where it is asking that.
Okay, cool. So let me go back to the repo homepage and see. If I refresh, we still have no packages. Interesting. Is it a cache thing? No, it says no packages. Let me go back to the actions and see, because it looked pretty good. No files were found in there. It's because I think because of the error. Lots of deprecations. I think we need to update that action. I think Dan, if he's still here, is going to say, Eddie, this is outdated. Dan always picks up on everything, which is great. Okay, that's all save state and set state and stuff. The deprecators should still work. So let's go in and have a look.
It should have these because if the action is completed, doesn't matter it is deprecated or not. Of course, that is a different issue. So
yes, it's a different issue. Something that needs to be fixed. I think it'll be easy. It should be easy to fix by updating the versions of the dependencies that we use. So push to GitHub Container Registry. Let's have a look. It builds it. It's building the container. It says done. .git can't be found. Okay, that's fine. Exporting image. This was meant to be the easy part of the whole process, so let's see how we go. Post push. Removing temp folder. Is it just a cache issue, maybe? I wonder.
I'm just checking that only. Yeah.
Let me go back. That's EddieBot. Let me open this one up and refresh it. No, it's definitely not there. Oh, interesting. But this is working for EddieBot. So did I push it to the wrong place? EddieHub Community Container Registry. Yeah, it says it's there. Pushing manifest.
No, Eddie. Something is different, I think. Let's just give me a second.
Okay.
Maybe might be different. can you zoom it a little bit?
Yeah.
Can you see there is a dash between the registry? That is not the name of our repo. We have this is why it is at push a wrong place. Just go back to the repo and see the name.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was just for the container name, so it's my mistake.
Correct. And the thing is like GitHub detects exactly same as your repository name, if I remember correctly. So
Okay, interesting. So if I go to, I wonder if it's made it somewhere else. No packages. Would it have pushed it with a different name? Oh, it has. It did do it, but it's not part of the repo.
Correct. It is not showing because it will not auto detect because the repo name and the package name should be exact same to be visible. But we are safe. It's just a small thing.
Yes, that's true. I mean, you can connect it, but I want to delete it and do it like you said. I think it's safer. How can I delete this?
One thing we can do is like we can just modify the Docker file and we can just I think we have the manual trigger as well in the file, so we can do manual trigger as well.
Okay, I'll delete the package then.
Yeah.
And then
this is super small thing, but people can go crazy finding this thing. But yeah.
Okay, so that's closed, right? So we'll go back to. Do we have it open? No, we'll go back to here and we'll go back to the workflow. Docker. So it kind of works.
It worked.
So we're saying to remove the hyphen from this.
The hyphen, but you also see the naming. It's C capital and exactly it should match the casing as well.
But it will fail. I found that on EddieBot. So with EddieBot,
okay.
It's
okay. Correct. You are 100% correct. But in the Docker container world, your string should be lowercase only. Correct. So you can just kept that lowercase.
On which one? Sorry.
No. I'm saying you're correct. It should not be capitalized. So you can just keep that containerised without the hyphen. Correct.
That's true. Oh, and Francesca's saying we could always push it manually to see if that works. Yeah, we'll do that on the next step. I have a feeling this is going to work. What happens to the public repo creator registry? Yeah, by default, the containers are published, go private, but we'll make it public now on this time round. I told you Dan would pick up on the versions. Let's do this at the same time. So check out 4.2. Okay, these are really out of date. Check out 4 and build v3. Where's Bill?
I think we need to update the EddieBot as well. So yeah.
I'll check out 4. Yeah. EddieBot needs it as well. Build X is on 3. Wow, we're way behind. And push is on 6. This is on 2. Wow. Okay, let's give that a go. Okay, so I'm feeling confident. Are you feeling confident, Pradumna?
100%.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's true. Francesca's absolutely right. We need to narrow it down. So if this doesn't work, then the next step would be to try and narrow it down to where the problem is. But as we've done it before, I'm feeling confident. So we'll say fix.
Yeah. So I was just saying this was just the naming issue. That was it.
Okay, let's go. Push to main. That's how we roll. Not usually, but at this stage, we'll do that. Loving all the support and feedback from everyone. So thank you so much. Okay, so what we can do is also, let me open, we'll do this one next. We're doing this one at the moment, and then we're gonna have to deploy it, which should be cool. And then we can scale it up, and then we get people to log in. I think 10 minutes, this will be done, right? 10 minutes, we can have people logging in and feeding back. I think maybe 15 minutes, we'll see. Okay, so the publish to Docker is happening, to the GitHub container registry, I should say, not to Docker. I'm gonna put this back to here. So hopefully, but I think we will need to link it still. I have a feeling we have to do that. Let's have a look. Who thinks it will work this time? Oh, interesting. So great point, Sid. Use Act to run actions locally. Is it fully featured? I remember when I looked at it a long time ago, it still wasn't fully featured, and it was just for triggering events. But I'm not sure. Oh, no worries. Thank you, Dan. We'll let someone raise a pull request for that one. Good spot. Hopefully the environment variables or the variables we have to pass through haven't changed. With jumping, like I think we went from on one of them, the last one, we went from 2 version 2 to version 6. So there's quite a few major versions. So hopefully there is no like variable name changes or anything that is needed.
Also, one more thing is like anyone to raise a pull request for the action in the EddieBot as well. Feel free to that as well. So version changing
Yes,
as
absolutely.
if this works, for sure. If this works.
Come on, let's go.
You can open it like to make the suspense a little bit less. Okay, it is working.
I think it's getting closer, getting closer. What do people think? Is it going to work this time? And let us know what you think of the project. Let me refresh it. Any new issues or ideas or anything, let me know. 22 stars. Let's give a shout out to the people who starred the project. These are the people. Can we fit them on one screen? Let's make it a bit smaller. There we go. We can fit them on one screen. So thank all of these people for starring the repo. Really appreciate it. Let me share the link to this page so people can go support these other people as well. Cool. Hope it works. Yes, me too. I tried again recently and it worked pretty seamlessly. You do need to do things like pass the necessary credentials, but otherwise it was pretty good. That's really interesting to know. I will check that out. That is on my list of things to do. NetStow Act. Let me just open that for later. GitHub Net. I can't copy from StreamYard, which is terrible.
I also need to check this out. I previously tried this. It did not work very well, like a year or 2 years back. So yeah, so I also need to check that.
Okay, it looks like it has worked. It's green, green. It was green, green, green last time. Let's go have a look. I think we still need to link it, but let's see. Okay, so let me refresh. It's not there. That's fine. But if I go to packages, all of them, it will be here. I need to make it public. And you do that once. You don't have to do that every time. Change visibility. Type this to make it public. I don't think it lets you copy it. Oh, it doesn't let you copy it. That's very painful. Creators registry. I agree. Okay. So it's public now. Maybe that's why packages. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I was saying, can you see without linking it? Might it have show up automatically because it was private?
I have a feeling no, because here it says in EddieHub, but doesn't say which repo. So I'm thinking I have to then link it. But now I'm thinking I prefer it with the hyphen because it's easier to read. What do we do with the other projects? Oh, they're all single. So no, event calendar has no hyphen. So we'll keep it without a hyphen to be consistent. So if we go connect repository, it says you can connect it in the Docker file. Interesting. Okay.
I think there should be some configuration in the action itself. I think so.
So I think we should add this and have a go for the.
Can you check that? Can you first check that Docker file? I think I added the label, if I remember.
You did the label, did you say?
Yes. This is right. Can you check the Docker file?
Oh yes, you did. Oh, good spot. You're right. You did do that. Maybe it hasn't. Yeah. I do remember there being some issues with that. Okay, we'll manually connect it. We'll do it with creator registry or manually link. You do this once and then it'll be done. So there we go. So that's done.
Yeah.
Okay, looks good. Right. So now if we go, no, sorry, go on.
No, I think I need to. I will have a look after the live stream in the configuration of GitHub Action itself. I think we can do something there. There is some action components which we can add, and it will auto detect that repository or something like that. So I will check that after this.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's some caching issue as well because when I go through to on here, it hasn't appeared. But if I click on packages, it is listed. So I think it's just going to take some time to link it through. So I think that's fine. And when you click on it, it comes back to here. So I think it's a bit of time to come through. Okay, so we can tick that off the list, I think. Check. Next, deploy. Okay. This is a bit harder, I think.
And one more thing is like, even though your repository is not showing up that packages does not matter. Like your image should be there. So
Yes.
so anywhere, like it's on Docker, private servers or anywhere. So it does not matter. You just need that image file. That's it. So yeah.
Yes, exactly. Great to see some ideas coming in at the moment. A simple chat interface. That's something we can do later on. I think the first thing people will do in the chat is let's take it to another platform, which is why I don't think it's worth having. In my opinion, I'll check with the users of the platform and I'll check with the companies as well. But I think when I've researched in the past for a different project, a lot of them said, "Oh, I'm just going to say, well, how can I contact you? What's your email or what's your Twitter or something like that." So that's why I don't think it's too valuable, because I think people will just take it off somewhere else. Okay, so next up we have deploy. So we'll go back to EddieBot again because we have an example on that one. And if we go to here, we go to workflows, we have deploy. And it looks really, really simple. So these tokens are already done. So I'm hoping this will work as well. So what do you think, Pradumna? Should we copy and paste it and see if it works?
Yeah, sure. I think we already have those involving variables in the EddieHub org. So
Yes, I think so. I think one thing we need to do is actually show people CapRover real quick, and just show them briefly what it is. So let me log in. My password is password123. No, it's not.
when I was learning this GitHub action thing like previously, there was the biggest pain point was this access token. And interestingly, previously error was not so good. So you keep thinking, okay, what is error, and action is failing. But it always boils down to this personal access token. So this is why I always like double check the personal access token.
That's true. There's always like some challenges around that. I wonder how it works with the local one as well. So I'll have to have a look into that and see. So this is EddieBot that we've got deployed already. So we've got on CapRover, you can create a new app, or you can do one-click deploy from the apps that they have, and they have loads. So they have loads of stuff, even AppWrite, AppSmith, and so on, which is awesome. I probably won't. I'm not planning to deploy the Postgres database, although you can, to here. I'm going to have it on a Civo managed server because I do databases from there. But with EddieBot, it doesn't matter too much because the data is kind of temporary anyway. It's just keeping messages temporary until they, update them and so forth. So, if we lost that database, had to create a new one, the chances are it's probably going to be empty anyway, because it gets, once the bot has done what it needs to do, it deletes the messages out there. And then there's the bot, but we can only have an instance of the bot once, as I mentioned before, because it's listening to the WebSocket pushes from Discord. And so if you have more than one, then it takes the action 2 or 3 times, because the load balancer is the HTTP request coming in, but it's a WebSocket event that's coming in. But for this project, we will increase that. We might stick a 0 at the end and see how that goes. So I think first we need to do something like this: creators registry. It doesn't have persistent data. Like I said, we'll put that somewhere else. And I think go create new app. And it's created it. And I can click on it. And we want to expose it as an app. I'm not going to enable HTTPS and connect domain just yet. Let's get it working, and then we'll start clicking on things and all the rest, like force HTTPS, I think is important, and stuff like that. Then you can do app config. So we will need some environment variables for it as well. Instant count we will increase as well. Let's get it working first. And then the deployment. And at the moment, there's nothing that's deployed. So we will deploy one. So let's give it a go. What do we all think? I don't think I shared anything private just yet, did I? There's no tokens here. Good. Just checking. Okay, so I think from EddieBot we could just copy this. I am going to get Pradumna to give this a once over, just to make sure that I haven't missed anything. So I'm going to paste it in and let Pradumna have a look. But if I go here and go create new file, we'll call this deploy.yaml, and let's paste it in. I will just change this. This will be creators, registry. And how does that look, Praduma? It's going to, on the registry package publish. So once the container registry is published, that will, that will, wrong window. Here we go. And then it will, I got this from CapRover. I didn't write this. I have set that already in the, app name is wrong. Creators registry. And this I've already set for the EddieBot. So it'll just use the same secret. I think that's it. What do you think? Should we give it a go?
Yeah, and one thing I want to mention, like if you see this on trigger, so we are working in this way, like the first release trigger the Docker image building, like which pushes to image to the registry, and then when we have a release package, then it triggers this action. So it's a chain of action. It is triggering on the events like we do on the way. So yeah, let's
exactly. Let's give it a whirl. Okay, so commit changes. So we can say feature deploy to EddieHub Cloud CapRover. Let's go. Commit. Okay, so go back to actions and let's see. And we should also be able to see it in here, but it will fail because it doesn't have environment variables. So I will set those off the screen. Maybe I'll bring that over here and set those. So I've got to remember what environment variables I need. They will be actually, we can see what the environment variables need to be, because if I open example and make it a bit bigger on this side, we need a database URL. We need next auth URL. I need to create a LinkedIn app as well. I should have done that beforehand because that takes a few minutes. And then put those secrets in there into environment variables. So that is something I should have done already. That's very silly of me. Any questions, anyone, while we are going through this? Let us know and we can answer. Just waiting for that to build. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I need to go do that on LinkedIn. And we do have instructions in the README if you want to set this up for yourselves locally. We do have really good instructions. There's still always room for improvements. If you notice anything, let us know. But for local development, what you need, and then you can expand this for the LinkedIn one as well. And then this is how you do it. And you can do it with Docker Compose as well. So.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, if you see this, like, Postgres URL, so it might look different in the deployed version because this was the local one, and it, I think, Eddie, if I'm correct, it's more like numbers, like the DNS numbers, correct? So it will look more like server numbers kind of thing.
For which one, sorry?
Then I said like this URL, like the database URL is more looking like this one, but when we have this managed database from Civo, so it will more look like a, what to say, the raw numbers, like what we call it, I'm forgetting, like the server number, like the DNS kind of thing.
That's true. That's true. Yes, it will look a bit different, but the format should be the same. Let me local update. Right, let me create a new app. So that should deploy okay, but the app won't run because it'll be missing environment variables. So I'm going to just quickly create a new app. We're going to call it creators. I'm doing this off screen. I could probably do it on screen until it gives me the private information, and I'll remove it. So I've gone to the apps developers platform on LinkedIn, and I'm going to go say creator registry. I could call it prod at the end because I called the other one local. LinkedIn page. I think I did EddieHub. Let me check on my other screen with my existing app because it says you can't change it later, but I'm pretty sure we did that. Let me see. I don't think it gives it to me. Okay, so that's not so good. No, okay. So I will just get EddieHub. So LinkedIn, and I will go to EddieHub. I don't know the thing off by heart. Me, EddieHub. How can I view as member? How do you get the URL for this?
You can copy it from the top, the way the web page URL is like.
Oh yes, good point. So if I copy that, yeah, without that part, paste that in. Oh yes, it's found it. Okay, EddieHub. It's gone to the right place. Okay, perfect. I can do that later on. Upload logo again. I'll probably do that now because people will log in and they will want to see it. So I have an EddieHub one somewhere. Oh, I don't know. I'm after that in a minute because I can't remember where it was. Or can I download it from the other one? Let me see. Save image to downloads. And let me see. EddieHub. Perfect. There we go. I've agreed to the terms, but I haven't read them. Okay, so now I need to take this off so I can, see it says request access. So hopefully that's immediate. I can't remember how long it took last time, but hopefully that's quick. And while that's going, I will set up now the other points, but I want to do that off screen. I think, yes, so I will set up, well, the redirect will be the deployed version, which we don't know the URL yet, but I'm pretty sure will be, let me show you. If I go back to CapRover, if I bring this up here, going by the other apps, I'm pretty sure it's, if I go to EddieBot, you'll see it's eddie-bot.eddiehubcommunity.org. So I'm pretty sure I can copy that and change it for the other one. If we go to apps,
I think if you open the app, it will also show that URL.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Good point. Good point. We will get a better URL for it later, but this is the temporary ones. This is great. Deployment hasn't come through, so I'm guessing it failed, but we'll have a look in a second, one thing at a time. So that's the URL, but then we also need to add the path. So the path is in the documentation and it's / it's in the README /API/auth callback LinkedIn. And that's just from next auth. That's not something I've created. So we have got that. We need to add some scopes in a second as well. So I can't remember how I did that. Why can't I see scopes? Oh, I think in settings, where was it? Products. It's weird that they call it products. There is something else that I need to add, and I can't think what it was. It's just that one. I'm just checking the other one, the one I've got. Maybe it hasn't been approved yet. That's why. But in my other one, in my local one, I go, now it suddenly appeared. Okay, so it's approved. Okay, perfect. And that should be it. So let me get these and put it into the environment variables on my other screen. And I think it's failed. I wonder if I can share Praduma's screen and Praduma can go to that GitHub action and check it out on why it's failed. Then I think I can do that. Hey, Chrissy, how you doing? Oh, towards the end, but I think you're going to be here for the deployment. Hopefully we'll get that deploying soon and you can log in and give that a go. I know you create a lot of content. Yes, so Praduma, let me know when I can share your screen. And I'll let you dig into that while I set the environment variables on CapRover. Let me know. Or I can quickly have a look. Why did it not deploy? Machine password is hidden. That's fine. But why did it fail? Interesting. The name, I'm pretty sure the name matches. Any suggestions from anyone? Let me go back here and check the action. Oh, this is the EddieBot action, but it was the same. We literally copied and pasted it, and we only changed that, the image. I think CapRover server. That's fine because it will be the same server and it will be the same token, but just a different app. So it wouldn't be a live stream if things didn't break. So I'm going to bring up Praduma's screen, and then hopefully you can debug it with Praduma while I get these tokens, because I don't think this is the issue, but we never know. So let me get the tokens out of the way. So Praduma, over to you for a moment, and let me sort out these tokens. Okay. Hopefully no one can see my screen. Any questions, leave them in the chat below as well. So value. So we need LinkedIn ID. There we go. Add. I got to do LinkedIn secret. How's it looking, Pradumna? Anything obvious?
That is really the issue. Is the error message is not so helpful. So this is why. So you can see it just run a bunch of commands with this thing. It might be like I'm thinking, is it not able to get that CapRover, what to say, the environment, the we set like the token? I'm not sure. Like that is really weird error. It's not very clear because it says machine password input is hidden. So yeah, of course, input will be hidden because the GitHub action does not what to say spit out any environment variables.
Yes, yeah. Okay, well, I'm almost done with this,
Sure.
and then we can check. One thing to note: the next auth URL I am doing as HTTP, but we will need to change it, I think, later to be. And the database. Oh, I got to get the database URL. Let me check that real quick. I did connect to it locally before, so I should be able to find it. Let's see. I wonder if you wouldn't mind, as your screen is still sharing, Pradumna, if you wouldn't mind going, and I'm just trying to get this this connection string. If you wouldn't mind going to the CapRover docs and just see if the token is specific to the app or if it's to the server. I wonder if I need to be more specific because I haven't said here what the name of the app is. So I wonder if the server contains like a URL or a path, or the token determines the app. So I think it might be an issue there. If you wouldn't mind bringing up the docs and just sharing it with people, then I can just try and have a look at this.
Yeah, I'm just stop sharing and just sharing my docs.
So
just give me a second.
Let's have a look in the chat. Seems token is not accessible. Yeah, I think the token might be app specific rather than the server specific, which is because otherwise there's no way for it to know which app to deploy to, I'm guessing. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. No, carry on.
No, carry on.
No, you carry on. Carry on. I was going to read stuff from the chat. We'll come back to the chat in a minute.
I was saying the exact same thing, like because how it will know which like the app specific you need to deploy, because you have an image file and you can by mistake deploy to every CapRover the deployment you have. So I think per token per app, I think that is the thing.
Yeah, I think so. If you got your docs, let me bring your docs up. I'll let you have a look at that while I just finish off this URL.
Because it says to add to the GitHub secret. You can see it is saying like adding that to the GitHub secret and getting that token from this, the deployment. CapRover instance only.
Sorry, say that again.
No, you can see it creates the app, get the token, and just add in the secrets. I'm saying that.
Okay. But is the secrets is the token specific to an app or is it to the whole server?
I think so, because if you can, I think so, because if you see it is going in the deployments tab of that app and getting that token. You can see that, so it might be specific. Because
I think it is. Okay.
Yes, because I'm thinking a second way around, because you have a single image file and you have a token. So if you push that, it will deploy to every app on the CapRover server. So
yes,
correct. So this is why we have per secret per app on the CapRover. Sorry, app on the. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is the CapRover server, everyone, by the way, on Civo. So this is still running. This is the spec we're using.
So
and
you are
so
not
on.
sharing a screen.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Just to show everyone where we're hosting the EddieHub CapRover server, which is like our private Vercel. It's here, and then we've got database as well. So this database I'm not hosting on there. I'm hosting it as a separate standalone one. So if we want to move away from CapRover or anything like that, the data is still persistent. But I'm just going to take that off my screen, and I still need to what's the word? I still need to update the secret for that app specifically. So I want to do that off screen. So what I'm going to do, Pradumna, if you wouldn't mind, there is one more. Actually, I'll go through the chat briefly, but then there is one more version number that needed changing in the GitHub action that Dan mentioned. If you wouldn't mind doing the pull request and everything while I just do those two secrets, because they're both going to take me a few minutes, that will be great. So we see Satyam is creating Next.js app as well. Awesome. So this will be helpful. Great to hear. Hushi says they got sent the link. So thanks for joining. The setup to create a profile looks complicated. For profile on which one? On our app? Okay. So maybe we need a wizard or something. So that's something we could look into. So that's a good feedback. But once we get it set up, once we get it deployed, sorry, you can log in and actually try it. It'll be good. Maybe the key is the app name here. It says the name you choose. Yeah, I think I need to get the secret for that app specifically, so it's my fault. So hopefully it didn't break EddieBot and didn't try to deploy anything. I just lost all the secrets I put in. My mistake. Damn it. Don't. I didn't realize I could click on that and it would change everything. I lost all the secrets. Okay, I got to start again. Right. Okay, I'm going to need a few more minutes. So let me pass the screen back to Pradumna to make a pull request, and you can all see how the workflow goes. Hopefully you contribute to the project. Here's Pradumna's screen, and I'll pass him the mic and I'll shut up. Oh, you're muted, Pradumna, by the way.
Yeah, I was just also we need to update this login action. Login action just basically login, like use the credentials to log in into your Dockerhub account and something. So yeah, so we are just changing this action. The reason to like update the version number of the actions is because different actions build on different node versions. So if you see the previous error, so it was a node 14 or node 16, and GitHub is slowly deprecating the old version. So if you don't update that, so your action will not work. So this is why we are updating that. So, yeah.
And while you're doing that, could you make one more change actually?
Yeah.
Could you change the secret? Or can I override that on GitHub to be specific for that repo? I mean, I can override it, I think, for the CapRover token.
I think
I
so.
can override
I think
it.
so.
Okay.
Yes, because
yeah.
Good.
No, sorry, carry on.
I think hierarchy is like you have your org secrets and then you have repository secrets.
Yes.
So it might, I think so, it get override. But if you want to double check, you can just have a different naming. So if you want to double check that.
I'm going to try it. It's something to explore. Sure. So let me let me try it. What is the name of the token? I forget now. CapRover token. Okay. New repository secret. Hopefully you can't see my screen. CapRover token. CapRover token. Okay, add secret. So that's been added to the registry one. So that should work. I think I might, for EddieBot, I might have done the same, added it to the repo specifically. I'm just going to double check that and see. Let's have a look. I'm purposely not showing my screen because this is, yes, I did. I added it specifically. So I think the CapRover server could have been public to, not public, but to the whole organization rather than setting it per repo. But I'll do it per repo for now. Do you know what the file from? Do you still have the documentation open? Do you know what it is?
Sorry.
The other one, the CapRover secret.
Just give me a second.
If not, no problem. I can try and
No,
find
no, I
one.
have open. I need to stop sharing and resharing my screen again.
Okay. Oh, I need to bring it back up then, because then it will.
I will share you the link of the docs. Let me share in the private chat. I will share. You can open that.
Okay, thank you. Cool. Yeah, I lost all the secrets. It was very, very bad of me, Chrissy. I was just, I shouldn't have done that. I was trying to navigate away, and I didn't think. Very silly. So I just want to find the CapRover server, where to find it, how to get the token. CapRover server. Okay, I think I know where to find it. Okay, good.
I have shared the pull request link in the chat. If you just want to have a look,
Yeah. Awesome. If people can approve it, that's a great way to get a green square and help your stats. And then Pradumna as a maintainer can also merge it as well.
Eddie, can you stop? Can you share my screen again?
Oh yeah, sure. Your screen's still sharing.
Okay.
I see the pull request.
Okay, that's fine. It was a bug from my side.
No worries. Chrissy, send us I'm not sure what is idea for nights and weekends next season. I think I saw you mention that in a tweet or something. I don't remember what that is. I'll have to look at it afterwards. So thanks for the suggestion. Always good to get more exposure to the project. But I'm going to keep it small. I am starting another project, which is a bigger project, in about a week. So I wanted to get this to a certain place where we can kind of get it deployed and get people using it, and so forth. So hopefully we will be at that stage soon. Although I'm still struggling to find this URL. It's in the dashboard and I can't find where it will be, where it is. I did see it somewhere and I've forgotten. I think I'm going to try something out. Let's have a look. A captain. Okay, I think it's captain. I think they put that in front of everything. So HTTPS. I really thought I copied and pasted it from somewhere previously, but I guess not. Add secret. Okay, so when you merge that, it should hopefully work this time, Pradumna.
Meanwhile, I was just opening an issue on the EddieBot, to update that version.
Sure.
So somebody can just have a look at that.
No, that sounds good. I've still got some more. I've done the CapRover secrets. Now I need to do the LinkedIn ones. So no worries. You carry on and just talk people through what you're doing, and I would finish off the secrets that I lost before. So let me try and sort that out now. Again, I can't believe I lost it. Hopefully this time I won't. Database. Let's have a look. But yeah, talk people what you're doing, talk people what you're doing, and hopefully encourage them to solve that pull request on EddieBot as well. Get that merged.
So I was just opening an issue. So I'm just adding the reference as well, so that you can easily contribute to that. I will just share that issue in the chat as well if someone wants to just contribute to that. So it will be pretty simple, just updating a couple of action versions. So.
Sounds good. So who in the chat's going to solve that? I think it's a nice one to solve. Postgres, QL, /.
Yeah, I have shared the issue number in the chat. So anyone wants just want to solve that, feel free to take that issue. I will just assign that if you just comment, I want to work on this or something like that. So yeah.
Sounds good. I am almost done with the secrets. Almost. Apologies for that. But you should be able to merge your pull request, I think.
Correct,
And
Eddie. I'm just doing that.
And the GitHub action should still, hopefully, it should work. So if you bring up the GitHub action,
yeah,
it should still work. And the name of the app, I'm not going to make the mistake and lose my stuff again. So we will do HTTP CapRover, creators registry, or was it hyphen? I can't remember now. For the domain, I think it was hyphen. Registry.eddiehubcommunity.org. And then now the LinkedIn one, so almost there. I'm purposely not showing my screen. If ever anyone's like, Eddie, you're not sharing your screen, I'm purposely not sharing it. It is private secrets that I don't want to share. And what's happening in the chat, Pradum? Am I able to see it? And copy that. Okay, save and restart. Right. Okay, shall we, let me see, bring up my screen share as well. Oh, Chrissy says they've approved your PR, and Chris says I'll share on Discord. Okay, perfect. So now I'm bringing up my screen. If I go to actions, 25 seconds ago. Oh, I'm on the wrong project. No, wrong project. Let's close that one. Let me not get confused. Creators registered actions. Release has been created. And why did it not trigger anything else? Interesting.
I think might be the CI one override that thing. So release didn't get created. I think you can create a what to say, something. So,
because these ones triggered before, so the release is done.
No, the release will not happen because I use the CI prefix. So CI does not trigger a release.
Okay, got you. Okay, no worries. So we need to trigger it. Let me think. Let me see. You changed it to 3. Okay, yeah, we should have used fix for that one to trigger it, but I can maybe just change something else to trigger. I'm trying to think.
You can check the GitHub action, other GitHub action. If they have versioning issue, you can just update that thing. So
what
the
do
other one we have.
Yeah,
we have. Okay.
I was going to say I want to test the whole flow though, because I find in the past that when I do that, I think, it works. I go away and the flow doesn't work. So I want to make sure everything works from the beginning. So what can I quickly change? Let me see. Platform. I know what I can change. Haha. No one else wanted. I shared it on.
Same.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I wanted to. I shared this on Twitter, and no one wanted the green squares. So here we go. We can add another platform. Let's add. We've got Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. What other platform can we add? That's a good platform. Let me think. Twitch. Here we go. Twitch. Okay, so I think that should work. Commit, and we'll say fix. Platform Twitch added. Very bad, but it's a fix. So it should trigger everything hopefully this time around. And go actions, and let's have a look. Okay, I think I've got people DMing me on Discord. I'm not going to look at that till after the live stream. Okay, so why not GitHub? Yeah, I think that's That's a fair point. I really like that. Absolutely love that. You're so right. It is a social platform, social coding. So my question to you is, do you want to add it or shall I add it? You don't have to, but if you want to, feel free to add it and then we can merge the pull request on the live stream. But I like that. That's a great point. Yeah, we like that. I don't know if there's a logo for it. We might have to check that and see. How do I do the logos? I actually don't even know. So it happens on the links page. So if I go to here, icon. Oh, no, wrong icon. Where is it? This is not the links, is it? No, this is not the one. Where is it? Where is it? I need to remember my own app. While that's running, okay, publishing Docker 16.1. Okay, that's great. So how do we get these icons on the left? This is what I need to check because I wonder what it's called. So it'll be social icons is what I used. So social, and then how have I used it in here we go. So if I minimize this for a second, oops. Here we go, social icon, data icon, and where this is used. Okay, so social icon, and it uses, I think it will pick up Twitch and it will pick up GitHub, so it should work. I think it should be okay. You can't post links on EddieHub Discord. Yes, we removed that. Too many people were coming in just spamming links, so we're going to rethink how that works. So for the moment, no one can post links. I will just maybe DM me on Twitter or I'll Google the name afterwards. So don't worry. But thanks for sharing it, sending it through, and I will have a look afterwards. I mean, GitHub links are still allowed, but yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't want people were abusing it, so we didn't want it to become a dumping place where people don't chat; they just come and spam links. So we've removed links for everyone at the moment. Okay, deploy into CapRover. Oh, why 4 times? 5 times, 4 times. Interesting. Oh yeah, thank you, Pradumna. There was an official announcement. Absolutely. So we didn't just do it quietly.
This is interesting, Eddie. Like it failed 4 times previously, and it re-triggers 4 times to deploy. This is quite interesting. Why it is doing that?
Yeah, that's true. Why so many times? That is definitely a bug. The trigger should only happen. The event trigger should only happen once.
Correct.
So if I bring up the action here. And just have a quick look. Deploy. It is registry package publish, and there should only be one. So if I go to packages, okay, it started appearing now, which is good. Yeah, the other one was 30 minutes ago, and this one was 1 minute ago. So it has only been one, and it's been downloaded once, which is probably by CapRover. So it's a big plus. So I wondered why it happened.
Can you do one thing? Can you check the Eddie bot just to have a double sure about that?
The Eddie bot. Yes, good idea. Let's see if it happens there also. Oh, it does.
Okay.
17, 18, 19, and 20, but there's no extra release in there. So, okay. So that's a bug. If someone could raise that bug on one of the projects, and when we fix it for one, actually on all the projects, because when we fix it for one, we fix it for the other. Well, not all.
You know why I said to check that? Because sometimes you think, okay, this is the issue with this specific project. So now I feel cool. Okay, there's a bug from this side. So,
yeah, it's interesting. Okay, that's something to look at. Let's look at CapRover and see what it thinks. So there's nothing private on my screen. So let me bring it over. So here we go. It says it has deployed, build finished successfully. And it has deployed it only once though. So it's not like these were from before, I think. So it hasn't deployed to deploy it 4 times. These are the logs. Oh shit, just saw my token. I better reset that after the live stream. There was a token at the bottom. Okay, must remember. Pradumna, please remind me to reset the token for this app.
This is one thing I don't like about this CapRover. This is only one thing.
Yes, that it shows everything. Actually, you know what? Before I forget, I might just do it now. Disable app. How can you? But it doesn't say how to. Oh, enable to generate a new one. Okay, get a
Correct,
new one.
correct.
Okay, good. Okay, so I've got a new one. I'll go to the GitHub action and I will, let me just bring this off my screen real quick and I will just update the token. Otherwise we'll be like, it's not working. And then they'll find out Eddie updated the token, didn't update the token on GitHub. So let me just quickly update the token on GitHub. Okay, so now it should not be an issue. It should deploy okay to CapRover next time around as well. Right. So thank you everyone for being patient. So the question is, do we have a link to it? So let's see if we can visit it and see if it works. What does everyone think? Does everyone think it will work? What do we think? And we need to then enable HTTPS. Let me see. Did it work? Nginx error. Ooh. Okay. Let me bring up the logs. I still want to show that token again. That's the only annoying thing. It says, okay, schema error. Yes, we need to run the, oh, it ran migrate. Let me bring up it up here. Just worried about this token thing. I'll just scroll down slowly so I don't get it. Here we go. Right. Can everyone see this? Okay. Just DM me on X. Thanks, Chrissy. So this is a deployment. It looks good. We should actually raise an issue, I think, on CapRover because I think that token thing showing it and not having a button to hide and show it is a real challenge. If I scroll down safely just to here, no further. Oh, it's behind our heads. Let me just move us to the side for a second. Then it says Prisma. So it deployed correctly to CapRover, but then the problem is that the command didn't work. When it starts the container, does it run the command straight away? Is that how it happens, Praduma?
And just the thing is, like, the behavior of commands is fixed. Like, CapRover does not have any power to like shifting commands because like we have in the dockerfile. So just thinking, just multiply.
I wonder if it couldn't connect to the database, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that only. Data. Just can you scroll up? Yeah, that logs only.
So scroll up this way.
Yeah, just hold it. Yeah.
I can go straight to the top if you want and work down. I mean, this is the top, and then I will schema engine error. I don't know. I could run that command locally and connect to the database. Therefore, we can get it working. And later on, when we have a schema update, if it breaks, we'll know that. Because then I think it's quite hard to debug maybe like this. So let me change my environment variables for the database. I'll move it off the screen to be the production database.
Yeah.
And then I can run the command locally, and I can bring the command up on my screen in a second. I just don't want to share the password. 1 second, while I just set it. So what I'm thinking is if I bring this off for a second as well.
It says server login is failing. Which server login is failing? If you see the logs, it says server login is failing.
Server login.
Might be a DB password. I might be thinking
so.
It might be DB.
I think it might be the database as well.
Might be. Not sure completely, but it says the server login failing.
Okay, so I'm going to bring my terminal up. Here we go. And then let me make this a lot bigger. And we can run the migration commands because it will connect to production. So what we can do, and actually if I move this off to the left, and I bring up this, I've closed my private files, so that's okay. And then we can look at package.json and we can see the commands. So we have got, these are the commands. So we want to do it for production. So we want to do npm run Do we do push first? I think actually I might have made a mistake. Migrate, deploy. I did check the
Did you
documentation.
change the command?
No, I didn't change it. I
No.
don't think so. Let me see. Schema engine error. Oh, this is the same error as we got, but I wonder if it's my connection string.
If it's same error, that is 90% of problem is sorted out, because different errors are more painful to solve.
Yeah. Oh, might be a hard one. This is a hard one to debug live. Let me bring my code back down. Yeah, go
one
on.
more thing, Eddie. Can you check that when you updated that social thing, you didn't miss any comma or something like that?
When I updated which one? Sorry, the
social thing, like where you triggered that fixed thing, where you added that Twitch thing, because that is a schema, correct?
it's a JSON file, but I'll run lint and I'll run npm run build, and I think it should be okay, but we'll check. And I can even run the code locally. Let me run the code locally as well. Good point. Maybe there is something, and see what it says. It
At
seems
least
okay.
we don't have any issues from the Docker and CapRover, so that is.
Yes, I think it's a connection to the database, because if I bring up this app and I go to links, the new one. Oh, maybe you're right. Oh, is it not running? Let me check. No, I think there might be an issue, but I don't think it would affect that command. But there is an issue, I think. It can't find Twitch, maybe in the social link. So if I bring this one up, this is the app running. Or if I stop it here, actually, and let me run it on this one, npm run dev. And then go back here and refresh. I think it can't find Twitch as a social link. Yes. That's why. Oh, no, wait a second. It's because I'm trying to connect to the production database and it can't find my profile. That's why. Okay, let me just do something else then. Let me change back to the local database and check the code. Let's do one thing at a time. So git pull, let me just pull all the changes to make sure I have that change. And then let me connect to my local database. And I don't think I will get the error. Let's have a look. Yes, so there, oh no, wrong page. Is there an error? No, there's no error. So go to links.
I think it's database thing, correct?
Yeah, it is Twitch. So I think it is the database thing. Although it hasn't tried to do a logo, but we've got a lot further than we did with the other one. So yeah, I think it is the database. So I'm going to switch back to, so we can debug it locally without having to deploy. I'm going to change my local one to the production one. And if I do npm prod migrate and get the same error, I think it's can't connect. Server login retry. I think it's the login. So this is very hard for me to debug on a live stream because I don't want to accidentally show any credentials. So maybe this is a good place to stop, and I will debug it off the live stream so I can go a bit faster. Pradumna, you're welcome to stay on with me if you want. And then we can do a follow-up live stream. But we have got it deploying to CapRover. We've got it pushing the container registry. So if we go back to here and our list of items that we wanted to do today, GitHub action to deploy. We do deploy it. The environment variable, I think, is the issue. I wanted to get people to test it out, but I will have to do it in the Discord to say when it's deployed, because otherwise, I think it will take a lot longer for us to do on the live stream. But we'll let you know what the problem is, but I'm pretty sure it's the connection string. So yeah, I think that's a good place to stop, hour and a half. Pradumna, any last closing thoughts?
No, it was really fun, like like doing different pieces to bring that. Yeah, of course. I think we succeeded most. Of course, we are getting error on the 502 error, like server error, but we get to the point where it is deployed. So of course, that is a different part to solve. So yeah.
Exactly, and we have got the packages appearing here at the right. I'm going to share the GitHub link in the chat one more time if anyone wants to start the project and follow it and support us. And then we will share in EddieHub Discord, link in the description below, along with Praduma's links below as well, on how the project's going. And then we will put a link up here as well when it is ready. So thank you, Praduma. Thank you, everyone, for staying with us for the last hour and a half. It's been super awesome to geek out. And we will see you in the EddieHub Discord. Bye, everyone.